So I just finished watching Racism, or The Paradise Syndrome. Yeah. Where to begin with this one? Holy crap. We're 3 episodes into the 3rd season and it's already 2 strikes. This was awful. Remember when I talked about Wolf in the Folds being really bad because of its sexist elements in it? This is the same thing, but for race. If not worse. Oh, man. This was cringeworthy. And strictly due to the story, because the acting wasn't that bad. It was standard. Anyway, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy beam down to Washington, Oregon, Vancouver, something like that, to look at pine trees, I guess. And while they're there, they find an artifact from 2001: A Space Odyssey. And then they find Disney's Pocahontas village. Yep. That's about as historically accurate as this gets. Spock says that they are a combination of 3 different tribes from North America. And I was just baffled by that. Like, because those tribes that he listed off had nothing in common with each other. And they describe these folks as, these are the peaceful savages, so to speak, is the way this image is coming across. These are the good Indians, so to speak. Oh gosh, this just hurts talking about this episode. So anyway, Kirk loses his memory and gets adopted by the tribe as some sort of god. James Kirk is a god to the Indians. Just let that sink in. The whole time he's there, he's now being the god. He's going to marry this girl. And the Enterprise is off, and they're trying to deflect this asteroid that's going to slam to the planet. That wouldn't be so bad. That element of the plot actually I thought was kind of cool. That, okay, they're trying to save this planet, but they can't really evacuate these people because they're so primitive they wouldn't understand what a starship was. And so they got to find some other way to save them. I like that. Okay, cool. It's dealing with the Prime Directive that we're not going to interfere with their culture, but we can't let this entire planet be obliterated by this asteroid. Awesome! I love that plot. But they had to make them Native Americans? Really? Like, that just killed it. That would be, it's like, you could take the entire plot of Empire Strikes Back, but instead of the normal characters, we put Eddie Murphy in a fat suit for all of them. It's that same sort of feeling. It's like, yeah, okay, cool story, but what you did with it sucked. And that's what we got here. Really great plot, and they just butchered it with this whole white supremacist thing. Oh gosh, yeah, Kirk teaches them how to make a lamp, so now they can work at night. Really? Like, these people didn't know, like, they can make torches? And he just shows up and he's able to do that? And that's what bugged me, was it wasn't even like, this is normal Kirk. This is Kirk who has lost his memory, so he doesn't know who he is. So he thinks he's something great, maybe, because they're telling him he's a god. So if he lost his memories, that just shows that he's naturally superior to them, that he can come up with these new gardening techniques and make a lamp and do this and do that. And he also performs the world's weirdest version of CPR. Now, something that has always bugged me in television shows is when they get CPR and basic medical things wrong. It really drives me crazy. I have been trained in CPR for 20 years probably. A wilderness first responder. I have lots and lots of medical experience in that area. I have never once seen anybody try to do it correctly. Yes, I understand that CPR changes like every 2 years with number of breaths and reps. But like this, he was like massaging the kid's legs and like... Oh my gosh, I don't even know what it was. This was more than just somebody going like that and blowing into their mouth. This was like he was giving some sort of massage to the kid, and moving him around like a physical therapist would be doing to resuscitate this child. What? That was just absolutely insane. So yeah, just terrible, terrible stuff we're having with all of that. Now, one thing I do say that was cool. Remember, I've been harping on the fact that why are we coming across all these planets that have humans on them, and why do they speak English? Well, they address the human part. That there is this group called the Preservers that went around and preserved extinct or species that were going extinct and transplanted them on other planets. Thus, why there's so many humans on other planets or humanoids. Okay, I like that. It's not the best. I'll grant you that it's not the best. But it works. You know, it's like what we saw in Stargate. You know, the reason why there's humans on different planets and stuff like that. Okay, it works well to describe this situation. And I understand they had, you know, virtually no budget, so they didn't really have to, you know, they didn't have the ability to come up with cool alien costumes and stuff like that all the time. I'm fine with that. I can deal with this. But why do they all speak English? I get it for the parallel planet evolution thing. If you have a country that develops like England would and the English language would speak. But we're talking about, like, here is a group of Native Americans who are obviously pre-white invasion. Oh, gosh, just bad. The costumes they were wearing were... These are what, like, kids would wear for Halloween or a school play about the first Thanksgiving. What people in pop culture in the 1960s think Indians look like. And I don't even think all the actors were even Native Americans. I think the girl was probably Caucasian and they just did like a heavy makeup job because she didn't have the bone structure. I think like the old man probably was some Native American lineage, but the rest of them, no. I'm pretty sure they were Caucasian of some sort, or they were like, you know, Italians with really dark skin, like they used to do a lot in the 60s and 70s. So yeah, just like racist all the way through, and that's what bugs me is this is Star Trek, the show that was so about like breaking down race barriers. The fact that we had characters like Sulu and Uhura as main characters, and what they did with them, and then we get to this. Yeah, just terrible, insultingly terrible. So that's all I'm really gonna say about this. I wish it was better. And if this is the way things are going for season 3, I am in a lot of trouble. So, guys, help me out with this one. Your thoughts, your comments, all that good stuff. And, yeah, I'm going to go take a cold shower.